to go this morning. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And we are here today to help you to level up in your real estate investing. If you are a residential home buyer, how would you like to be able to buy your home, all right, using the bank's money and set yourself up so that you can pay it off in 7 to 9 years? And not only that, how would you like to take the interest money you don't pay the bank, because we're going to show you how to cut it by 75%, how to take that money and build wealth with it so that you can earn more money in interest than you've ever paid in your entire life. Oh, what did I just say? How would you like to pay yourself back all the interest you've ever paid on any loan? That's your credit cards, your look, Eliza. Look, Eliza. That's your credit cards. That's your car loans. That's any mortgages that you've had in the past. All the interest you've ever paid out. How would you like to get all of that back and more, learning how to use your debt and turn it into wealth? We're going to be talking about that today, because today is the 20th of November. Tomorrow actually is 1 year since we started this show. This is our anniversary show today. If you want to see some of the examples that we're going to be putting on the screen, I'm going to share my link right now on the screen. Okay, so we're going to pin the link. All right. And there it is. ICE10K.com. They call me ICE. ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. And folks, you have heard people talk about how to pay off loans, but you've never heard anybody talk about how to save the maximum amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you. What we need is a program that is uniquely outfitted to take care of our personal needs or our individual business needs. There is no one thing that everybody can do that's going to benefit all. There is none. You want a program that is specifically for you. And I got JW here. All right. And JW, all right, I see you're nominated by somebody. I don't see a picture, but the person that nominated you looks to be reputable. So we'll take a chance and we'll bring you up. You know, people usually without a picture or link to some social media, they come in to disrupt. But we'll give you an opportunity, Jerry. You got your hand raised. Let's see what you have to say. Invite Jerry to speak. All right. And if you're a disruptor, well, I guess, you know, we can drop you. Jerry, come on up. You got your hand raised. That is Jerry Williams. Jerry Williams. All right. Let me try it one more time, Jerry. We're going to invite you to speak. And there we go. Nope, he just put his hand down. I guess he just wanted to wave and say hi. Well, listen, if Jerry wanted to wave and say hi, why doesn't everybody else say hi? All right. And we got Nahal, just a learner. And let's see here. And Nahal, I'm looking at your bio. There's not much there, man. There is not much there in your bio. You said just a learner. Let's see. October 11, 2022. All right, Nahal, if you come in to disrupt my room, you know you're not going to be here very long. You know that? All right, but we'll give you an opportunity. All right, come on up, ask a question. All right, invite to speak. All right. And there he is. Nahal, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
What can I do for you today?
Yeah, nothing special, but I'm not here for disrupting your room. I'm just trying to learn something from you also.
Okay. Well, if you don't have a question, do you mind if we tuck you right back into the audience?
Okay,
All right.
okay.
All right. Just stay around. And if you hear something and you want to ask a question, please raise your hand and come up to ask a question. Talk to you later. All right, folks. Listen, if you want to come up and ask a question today, please do. Please come up and ask a question about how it is that we're able to pay off debt in an average of 7 to 9 years, pay off mortgages, pay off credit cards, pay off student loans, and then take the money that you would have paid in interest and turn that into fantastic wealth. Can I show you an example of what we're talking about? Can I show you an example of what we're talking about? Do I have somebody that's raising their hand this morning? All right. Come on. Come on up, Miss Battle. Miss Battle, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning,
Good morning. Please pronounce your first name for us.
Tyann.
Tyann. I got it right. Lord have mercy. Come on now.
Yes.
Tyann,
Um,
how are you doing?
I'm blessed today. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Do you have a question for us today?
I do. So I'm new to Clubhouse. I follow you and Los and Kelly and all of those good
Wait a
men.
minute. You just use us in the same sentence with Los and
Oh,
Kelly?
I'm sorry. Is that a bad thing?
No, that's a good thing. So I listen.
Okay.
That's perfect company. Okay.
Okay.
Listen.
Yes. Yes.
I'm feeling really good now.
Yes.
Come on, Tyann. You can finish up.
Okay. Cool. So where do I start? Okay, so I lost my 7-year old son in 2009 due to an unknown heart condition, and my son loved the arts. So, where I live in Pittsburgh, well, where I was raised is an underserved community, so I decided to start a nonprofit for kids in visual and performing arts in memory of my son, right? So, 2010 up until now, I was able to build a multi-million dollar nonprofit organization. So I decided to step out on my own and figure out how I can get into real estate. And here I am now, a property owner of two homes which are held by a mortgage. So I'm following you to find ways and techniques of how I can pay the mortgage off within the 7 year period, or I I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I'm a new learner, like the other guy said. My bio isn't updated and all that good stuff as others may, but I just want to learn from you. So hopefully you can give me some tips.
Listen, we can get some tips. So, would you be satisfied with tips, or would you love to have a precise program to run to make sure you're getting the most out of your money? Which would you prefer?
The precise program.
Okay. But here's what we're going to start. We're going to start with a few tips to understand how a precise program can work. Okay. So
Okay.
first of all, I have. Are you able to go to a separate device like a tablet or a laptop so that you can see the examples I'm getting ready to put on the screen? Because see, here's what we're going to find out. When you ask people for financial advice, all right, and they don't give you the numbers to back up what they say, it's kind of hard to believe it. You want to see the numbers. So, is there a way for you to see our numbers this morning?
Absolutely. I have my laptop up right on my lap as you're speaking.
All right. So, go to what you want to do is make sure you turn the volume down on your laptop. Okay. Because I'm going to I want to be able to ask you some questions. Turn the volume down, go to YouTube, and then search Pill Method, and you'll see our live broadcast. Okay. You might have to wait 5 seconds to get past the commercial, but then you can go ahead and bypass the commercial and you'll be able to see us here, Miss Tyann. Anybody else that wants to get in the queue and raise their hand, come up to the stage. We're going to have a good time today with Miss Tyann. And while she's doing that, I'm going to put something on the screen right now just to give you an idea, all right, of what we're talking about. So, Miss Tyann, you let me know when you can see us on screen. All right, folks, here's what we've got. All right.
I can see you.
You can see me. You can see me. So here's what I've got, Miss Tyann. I'm going to do this first, and then we're going to put something up that, if you'd like, I'd like to put something on here that represents your numbers, so that you can actually see something that you might be able to do on your own. Okay? Sound good?
Okay.
All right, so here's what I've got. Remember, turn the volume down on your, you want to turn the volume down on your secondary device to keep your volume up on your, I believe you're listening to Clubhouse on your phone. So,
Correct.
okay, use your phone for the audio, and you're going to see a slight delay between what you see on your screen and then what you're hearing in Clubhouse. All right. So here is a young lady who came to us saying, "I want to be able to pay off my mortgage." In fact, she was in this mortgage for 14 months. 14 months. Okay, and the interest rate was 4.375. 4.375, and what we're borrowing is about $237,000. All right, $237,000. All right, watch this. In 14 months, paying the mortgage like she normally had done for 14 months, she only paid the mortgage down by $3,884. But look how much interest she paid, $10,069. Tyann, do you believe $10,000 in interest is too much to pay just to pay your mortgage down by $3,800?
No,
That's not too much to pay?
I don't think so. If it's going towards the principal, now help me
Okay.
if I'm wrong.
Now the $10,000 goes to the bank. None of that helps you.
Oh, in that case, no.
The only part going towards you is the $3,800.
Correct.
Okay. The principal is what you borrow. The interest is what you pay the bank in order to borrow the $3,800.
Correct.
Okay. So is that too much interest to pay?
Yes.
Oh, I'm telling you, it is. It is. That's what takes so long. When you make your payment, $10,000 of your payment went to interest, while only $3,800 of your payment went to pay down your house, just in 14 months. So here's what we showed what would happen in 5 years. At the end of 5 years, this is what it would look like. $17,946 would be paid towards the mortgage. Okay? That's what pays down the mortgage. But look how much interest would be paid in 5 years. $41,000. That is what's hurting people, wouldn't you say?
I would say yes.
Okay, so Tyann, here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you how, and we're going to cut to the chase here. And on the left side is the bank side. On the right side is this young lady's side, okay? Single mom, all right, trying to make it. So she could pay $161,892 in interest to pay off the $237,000 that she owes in 28.8 years. Or she could pay $70,344 instead and pay off everything in 10.3 years. What do you think? Which way is best?
The 70,000, of course.
Okay. And the $98,000 she did not pay in interest. Okay. If we keep track of that. Now, I need you to kind of focus in on this. Everybody else in the neighborhood, signed a mortgage similar to that one, and they were okay with paying $161,000 over the 30-year period to get this house. Or they could pay $70,000 using the same income, but we just show you how to move your money in the right way at the right time to cancel interest payments. So more of your money would go to the principal to pay down the house.
I'm here for it.
Oh, you're here for it. Okay. So that means a $98,000 savings. So if I can get the same house and pay $98,000 less. What could I do with that $98,000? What do you think? What would you do with it?
Invest in more property.
You're making me laugh over here.
I hope that's the right answer because that's my answer.
That's your listen. Your answer is your answer. Okay.
Okay.
But what if you could take that $98,000, invest it in the property, and do you see what this wealth accumulation number is down here?
Yes.
What's the wealth accumulation number?
Is that the okay? Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Well, I have a okay. Go ahead.
So you can invest that in some property and turn it in that 98,000. How would you like to turn it into $611,000?
Yes.
You see, here's what I was talking about at the beginning. Take the money that you would have paid in interest and invest it. I guarantee you, all right, because you sound fairly young to me. I don't think you've ever paid more than $600,000 in interest in your whole life, have you?
I haven't.
You haven't. So if you could make $600,000 in interest, that would pay you back for every single dime in interest that you've ever paid, and then some, wouldn't it? Hoo-wee. And guess what? Go ahead. Ask a question.
They invested, is that like in a Roth account or something like that?
Oh, no. We're going to invest it the way you want to invest it, in real estate.
Okay.
But you know what? I didn't tell the complete truth. Can I tell the complete truth now?
Uh-huh.
This is just a 1% return on the money. You've invested in real estate, you might get 15, 20% return on your money.
Oh.
Come on. This is just a 1% return on the money. You put it in real estate, you're going to be able to earn way more money than that, than 600,000. See, it's all about knowing how. Now that I've given you the overview, are you ready to learn a little bit about how we make this happen?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, she says. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I've got an amortization schedule on the screen, and it's going to be coming up in just a few seconds so that you can see. But give me an idea of just one of your mortgages. Oh, by the way, while this is coming up, your real estate, is it in a nonprofit or is it a for-profit?
This is solely in my personal credit.
Okay. Now, you know the benefits of having a nonprofit because you have one.
Right.
There are special benefits for having real estate in nonprofit as well. And one of my friends is an expert on that. His name is Jacob Jennings. He's also on the app.
Hello, Jacob.
Okay. Well, he's not here today, but I need you to look him up. And if you remind me, we're going to have you touch base with Jacob since you already have a nonprofit. Let's see how we can help you get in touch with him and see the benefits of having nonprofit real estate and what it could do for you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, give me an idea. Now, we had two people join us. We have Donna Anglin from Canada with us. She is an expert in what she does. And we have Luis Estrella from New Jersey, New York, and hanging out in the Dominican Republic. We have him here too this morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
All right. So listen, if there's something about real estate I can't answer, these two people can come in and help me out. All right. So listen, let's get a little bit about your situation here and go over, and then I'll have them introduce themselves. So tell us about one of your mortgages. About how much did you borrow in total?
$135,000.
$135,000. I'm putting it on now. At what interest rate?
Now, this is where you might yell at me because I just closed on this property.
Okay.
And the interest rate is fairly high. It's at a 6.7%.
Okay, 6.7. I'm going to tell. Can I ask? Listen, Luis has been in my rooms before. Luis, am I going to yell at her about 6.7%? Donna.
I'm sorry, I was busy sharing the room.
Oh,
No, you're not gonna yell at her about 6.7%. You're actually gonna congratulate her.
Yes, I'm winning.
And can I add to that?
come on, Donna. Come on in.
And you're gonna say to her, guess what? You've made the best choice because you're gonna pay your loan down faster than if you had gotten a 2.95.
Wow, wow, wow. So you come to the right room today, Tyann. Okay? So what they are saying is true. I'm going to show you how you're better off at this interest rate than the slightly lower interest rate that you were trying to get for yourself. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So here's what's going on. And this is what people look at. They look at the 6.7% and on $135,000, just the principal and interest payment is $871.13. I'm scrolling down to the summary. And what we need to do is look deeper than just the surface that what we have been taught. We've been taught just to look at the surface of things, but not underneath the surface on how this could benefit us. So now the bank wants, here's what they want. On $135,000, if you keep this loan for 30 years, you're going to pay $178,606.80 in interest. Do you want to pay that much in interest?
Absolutely not.
Now, here's the thing. Everything that the bank talks about, they talk about in terms of a 30-year mortgage. So, if you don't want to keep it for 30 years, then are you going to pay $178,000 in interest?
No.
No. So all of these numbers that they're showing you, we just need to throw them out and figure out what we can pay using our current budget so that we can pay a lot less. I'm going to give you some examples of what we can do. All right. And all right. And so if we did it the bank's way, that 6.7% is, let me ask you, is 178,000 6.7% of 135,000? No, it isn't, is it?
No.
No, it's actually 132%. It's actually more in interest than you borrowed in principal. How is that legal?
How is that legal?
It is legal. It may not be moral, but it's legal.
Somebody said clip it.
That's right. Clip it. All right. Listen, got folks clipping it already. So here's what we're talking about. I need you to take a look at this payment. I need you to take a look at this payment and tell me how you feel. I'm going to ask you a few questions later, and I'm going to ask you how you feel again. Okay?
Okay.
How do you feel about the fact that when you make this payment, when you made your very first payment, 117 of your hard-earned dollars went to principal and $753 went to interest? How do you feel about that?
Now that I'm talking it through with you, I'm not happy.
You're not happy, okay? And why aren't you happy?
Because I'd rather that interest to go towards principal.
Oh my goodness! Come on, let's. Oh my goodness! Listen, I got. Can I clip myself?
Clip it.
Clip it. So you want that money to go towards you and not towards the bank.
Correct.
Would you like to know how you can make that money go towards you instead of the bank using the bank's system?
I'm here for it.
Ooh, my goodness. She's here for it. She's here for it. And you've never heard it anywhere else. And let me tell you something. Can I tell you just one thing before we get started?
Please.
You not knowing this is not your fault. This is not taught anywhere. This is not taught in school. Okay. I have real estate investors and experts on the stage with us right now, in Donna and Luis and Gus. And to learn what they learned about real estate, and they're very successful, no one taught them how an amortization schedule actually worked either.
Nope.
Okay. In fact, Luis gives my book out to every new client that closes on a house.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So watch this. Now, I need you to talk with me through this, okay? And these aren't trick questions. And everything is on your screen. So we see at the top, principal, the headings. We got principal, we got interest, we got cumulative principal, we got cumulative interest, and principal balance. Are you seeing the columns?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so and let's just say we made that very first payment on the mortgage in January. All right. And you made your mortgage payment. You're happy to make it. All right. That was the deal. And I'm going to ask you, can you see February's principal payment on here? We just made January's payment, payment number 1. February's principal payment is how much money? Miss Tyann, if you're talking, you're muted.
I apologize. Principal payment for payment 2 for February is 11804.
All right, 11804. Based on what you already know to be true, do you have to wait till February to give your bank $118.04?
No.
If you had it, could you give it to them in January?
Yes.
Guess what happens when you do? All of that money goes to principal, doesn't it?
Yes.
So let me explain to you what happens when you use somebody else's money to buy your house. What you're doing is purchasing equity. Equity is the difference between what you owe and what the house is worth, correct?
Correct.
And by giving the bank $117.38 on line 1, aren't you creating $117 worth of equity?
Yes.
Are they charging you $753.75 for that equity?
No.
One more time, try it. If you make your payment, and did they charge you $753 in interest?
Yes.
Yes. So,
yes.
so this is and this is a little hard because nobody thinks of it this way. We just think of making mortgage payments. But in reality, we're purchasing equity with the money the bank loaned us.
Understood.
And because they loaned us that, they charged $753 so that we can get $117 in equity.
Wow.
Right. Now I'm going to show you something that's going to really cause you to say, wow. Now, we just made January's payment, and we're going to give the bank that $118.04 in January as well. Okay? If we did that, we're paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule, where we owe $134,764. We're already on line 2. Do you like that so far?
I like it.
All right. So your next payment for February now, because you still have to make February's payment. Isn't that on line 3 of the schedule?
Yes.
What by giving the bank $118 that you were going to give it to them anyway, you actually advance your amortization schedule so the payment for March would move up one. We got rid of line 2 for $118.04. How do you like those apples?
I do.
Let's now. Do you see that $753 in interest on line 2?
Yes.
What happened to that?
It actually went down just a little bit.
Okay. Do you know most people think that? In fact, everybody on the stage used to think that. But it went down all right, but it went down to 0. That's money you will never have to pay. That $753.09, you just made it impossible for the bank to charge you that.
Wait, whoa, you lost. You lost.
All right. One more time. Let me show you this. For them to charge you, for the bank to charge you $153.09 at the end of the month, they have to see the principal balance on line 1, $134,882. But because you gave them the $118 early, okay, the $118 early, you're on $134,764, and that can only give you the numbers on line 3. So you skip right over this 753.09.
What?
So let me ask you something. If you gave them the $118 early, did you just get your $118 worth of equity for free?
For free.
Come on.
For-
You see, every single month you make a payment. Some of your money goes to principal and some goes to interest every single month. But that's the bank's timing. If you disrupt their timing, you can make it impossible for them to charge you interest because those are the rules.
Shut up.
And because nobody else knows the rules, we keep doing it their way. How do you like that?
Can I ask the question?
Yes, go ahead.
As long as I make the payment, I'm sorry, Foxy, be quiet.
Come on, Foxy. Foxy's getting excited.
Before that month of the anticipated interest is due, I do not have to pay the interest.
That's right. You do not have to pay that interest because let me help you another way. Okay. Somebody just won that big lotto. Okay. It wasn't me, but somebody won it. All right. What if they had this mortgage? All right. And they took some of that lotto money. They made their first payment on their mortgage and then took some of that lotto money and paid off the rest of the mortgage in one day. What would happen to all these interest payments? What would happen to them?
I'm hesitant on answering this question.
Well, go ahead. There's no wrong. You can't be wrong. Just what would happen to them if they paid their mortgage off in one day?
It would go away.
It would go away, wouldn't it? Would you like to pay your mortgage off in one day and have the bank come back to you and say, "Yeah, you kind of owe us $750 for the next 30 years"? What would you tell them? You see, you're paying rent on owing the money. You return the money early, you don't have to pay rent. How about that?
This is deep.
Isn't it though? So what would happen if you made your mortgage payment on line one and you looked at your bank account and you just happened to have $118.04 in there? We're going to add to it number 3, $118.69. And we're going to add to it line 4, $119.36. Okay. We're going to give the bank a little over $345. Okay. A little over that. Let's give it to the bank on top of our mortgage payment. What happens to these 3 interest payments for that?
What happens to them? They go away?
They go away over $2,100, $2,200. In interest you don't have to pay. And what mortgage payment are you on for February now? If you did that.
I'm on 5.
Come on, girl.
Ain't nothing slow about this lady from Pittsburgh, okay?
Okay, are you happy you came into the room this morning?
You know what? I'm very happy and I'm very pleased that you're able to teach and educate us on the method because this is dope.
Okay, so I'm going to show you one other thing and we're going to introduce some of our moderators, okay?
Okay.
All right, then we'll come back to you. All right, so here's what we have. I need you to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest today. All right? By knowing cumulative principal and cumulative interest, you can see how much principal you've paid down and how much interest it costs you each month if we add them up for you, okay? So at the end of 1 year, this mortgage is paid down by how much money?
$9,000?
No, look at cumulative principal.
Oh, principal, yes. $1,452.
Okay, and how much interest does the bank want in 1 year?
$9,000.
How fair is that?
That's not fair.
All right, since you know what you know already, can I ask you a couple of questions about this?
Yes, please.
Since we can know that we've got to give the bank that $1,400 eventually because we borrowed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to give it to them in 12 monthly installments?
Come on here. That was going to be my next question.
What was going to be your next question?
I was going to ask this early on.
Yeah.
We were on principal. I was going to say, can I give them the 12 months of principal in one lump sum and then it skips all the interest?
What do you think?
I want to say yes.
And you would be exactly right. So if we take that 1452, all right, let me show you something. I'm gonna put a calculator on the screen. All right?
Got mine's up too.
You got your calculator on the screen, sister?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna put $135,000 in there in the calculator.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now I can give them $1,452 over a 12-month period. Every month I give them $122, $123. Okay, I can get there in 12 months. But if I subtract the 1452.63 all at one time, look what happens. I'm going to subtract 1452.63 equals 133,547.37. Isn't that the same number that's here on line 12?
Yes.
So if I give it to them in 1 month, I get paid all the way down to there in 1 month instead of 12? I'm not trying.
And
Go
are
ahead, sis.
we are we still on just that one interest payment that I paid them in January?
Exactly. That's the only one.
Uh,
That's the only one. So instead of giving the bank $9,000 to give them their 1452, you just gave them $753.75. That's all. Oh, listen, sister, you just saved yourself $8,254.59. What do you think about that?
It sounds a little too good to be true.
Oh, it is.
Clip it.
Doesn't it though? But don't you think, here's the thing. Every real estate investor I've ever talked to, every real estate agent I've ever talked to, and mortgage loan officer I've ever talked to, they've never had a class on how mortgages actually work. Isn't that something? And this is why we don't know it, because the information is not out there.
So
But
I take
go
that
ahead.
9,000.
I'm sorry?
I take that. I'm trying to get to where how you talk about the 7 year debt free.
Okay. So here's how we do that, okay? And I'm going to get back to that in just a minute. Can you hang around with it for a little
You
bit?
slow down and sip my coffee.
You go that. You do that. We're going to introduce some folks here today. Listen, folks, we have with us this morning some moderators who know their stuff. All right, and we're going to make some introductions right about now. So we have Donna, who's in the room. We got Credit Goddess in the room. Okay, we have Jenny, Janica. I almost forgot how to pronounce your name, Janica, but now I remember.
Yanishka. Thank you so
Yanishka.
much.
Yanishka. All right. And she is in here with us today. And so I want to go ahead and let the ladies go first. Miss Donna, would you introduce yourself to the folks, please?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna. I'm located in Canada doing investment in the United States. I'm a longtime buy and hold real estate investor, owner, operator of several independent assisted living homes, and I'm here to add value. Also, I'm a mortgage loan lender, business purpose loan broker for all your financial needs whatever it is that you need to scale up your business. Now I'm not promoting fix and flip given the what's going on in the market. Now I'm promoting you get that money that you need to purchase your property commercially only, and you could get those people living in that home paying for those properties. So I can provide you with all your lending needs. Donna, and I'm done speaking. Thank you, Ice.
Thank you so very much for that. Credit Goddess, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the folks what you do, please.
Give me a second. I'm driving home in the rain and I want to make it there safely.
Not a problem. We'll go to, hey, Gus, are you available? I'm sorry, Luis. Luis is on the phone. Gus, are you available to introduce yourself, sir? I know Gus is coming in to support. All right. Yanishka, good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm in Paris, France, so it's 4:10 in the afternoon. But I'm so happy to find this room and to find you. And although I've advised over 5 billion of commercial real estate, I was just extremely impressed of Tayyan quick understanding of the mortgages. And I know we've talked in the past, but I never really understood what you were doing and how you were saving thousands of people, probably hundreds of millions of dollars. But that was really important. And I really thank you so much. So I'm the founder of Wire.eu, which is the first platform in the world to promote women leaders in real estate, and Wire is 10 years old, and we now have a new website. So, anyone, including yourself, my dear friend, who would like to promote articles on yourself and on your business, wire.eu is the place to go. So, it's 2W, so it's World Women Impacting Real Estate, because today we are entering a world where we need to have more women leaders to start making the world more aware of the information that you just gave me 5 minutes ago. So I'm really happy. I do have many clubs on Clubhouse, including Wire World Women Impacting Real Estate, where every Saturday or Sunday we try to do foreclosures and information to help women invest more, because the more women become financially secure and independent, the more we wouldn't have any problems of other issues that we all know about. So thank you so much for giving me that time. I really miss you. And I thank you so much for all of that great information and all of the wonderful people in the world. And this is Yanishka, founder of Wire from Paris, France.
Yanishka, thank you so much for those kind words. And listen, Tyann is a real estate investor. What advice could you give her on how that she can contact your organization?
So it is, as you see on my profile, she just needs to, everything's on my profile, my telephone number. And please, all of you, it's really important, for many that may not know, in Europe, the diversity, the Black, brown population only represents 1% of the commercial employees. So I am working to promote more women of color in the commercial real estate. Although today in America and in Europe, over 60% of the population are women real estate brokers. However, only 5% in Europe are leaders or on the top of the C-suite, as they call it. So any woman who wants to promote their business, to promote their know-how, and to support making our planet a better place to live on are welcome. And we will publish your article on our website, wire.eu, and all of the information is on my profile, my telephone number, everything. And I also have a LinkedIn group with almost 8,000 members, so which you're welcome to connect with me. And I
Fantastic.
thank everybody. Thank you so much.
Fantastic, Yanishka. So, Tyann, she's a great resource, and I hope you're able to connect and at some time hear her entire story. It is riveting. I have heard it more than once. All right, folks, listen, we're going to jump back. Credit Goddess, let me know when you're available. Flash your mic. And Gus, same thing. Let me know when you're ready to introduce yourself. Please flash your mic. Let us know. All right. I guess they're not ready just yet. And so, Tyann, I hope you can hang around for just a second. We have somebody new on the stage. Let's see about.
Can we do a room reset, Dawn, if you don't mind?
We most certainly can. We most certainly can. Folks, this is Don Daniel. They call me Ice. And it is you're in the Mortgage Syndicate Club, and and ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. And for 16 years, I have been helping people to understand how loans actually work, how you can borrow money at a discount. Take that money that you've saved and invest it in your family and stop throwing away millions of dollars in interest you could have earned for yourself. This is what we do. And my club is the P.I.L.L Method Club. So go ahead and tap my bio and find the P.I.L.L Method Club and join the club. I need you to go ahead and follow all your moderators today. Follow me and the rest of the moderators, because there's something that we might be able to say that could save you thousands. There's a lot of people talking about making a lot of money on Clubhouse, but none of them are talking about saving you money on Clubhouse. So we're going to talk about saving you money and then taking that money and then investing it in yourself and building up untold wealth using found money that real estate investors count as the cost of doing business. Yes, we're going to cut your cost of doing business by 75%. So that you can get that equity and reinvest, but that money to get the equity, you can invest that now too. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and share the room. Share this room. We have now 60 people in here. We had 140 people come through already. We need you to continue to share this room. So, Miss Tyann, do you have some additional questions for us?
Yes, I was just sitting here brainstorming, and I feel very illiterate for the past of having a mortgage and not really studying that immunization chart.
Can I help you with this already?
Yes.
I'm going to give you something. No one taught it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I have what's called Asperger's. Some people call it high functioning autism.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to these numbers and everything, that is really not my forte.
Right.
When I look at an amortization schedule, I see things in patterns and pictures. So I'm looking at the pattern that the bank has given me and
Mm-hmm.
says, this is how much interest we're going to charge you if you follow this pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But my brain turns it around and says, well, if we did something in a different pattern, could we save exactly the same amount of money they're trying to charge us? And the answer is yes. So it's not that I'm smart. God wired my brain this way.
Mm-hmm.
and we're just giving it out to people. And then we actually put it in a book to teach people the basics of what's going on. And then we teach people, now you can learn the basics of saving some money. But then when we had somebody write a computer program that takes all of this information and then optimizes it so that you can save the most amount of money in interest that you possibly can by moving the right amount of money in the right month on the right day of the month to kill the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. And we're going to do a little bit more of that to talk about how in our anniversary show, this is 1 year that we've been on 163 episodes, folks, 163 episodes of how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. And this is our anniversary show. I want to thank every single last one of you for following us. We have over 9,000 people in our club, in the P.I.L.L Method Club. We have over, I think, something like over 14,000 people who are following me. And I thank you dearly for each one of you. And we're here giving out this information so that you can level up in your real estate endeavors, so that you can build generational wealth by not giving your wealth to the bank. Folks, please stop spending your children's inheritance on interest. You don't have to. And somebody else who came along, who decided to stop spending their children's inheritance on interest. Somebody else found out about the pill method and wanted to make their wife happier and have less stress. And you may even know who this individual is. His name is Dr. Eric Thomas. And for the next 45 seconds, I need you to listen to It's Your Boy E.T. in the house.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down from my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
All right, folks. See, listen, if you want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, then get your savings and earnings report. You can click on that link right above, ICE10K.com, ICE10K.com. That's ICE, the number 10 and the letter K, for those of you who are watching us online. And then that will bring up my digital business card. You will see a button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Click that button and then follow all of the instructions. And once you follow the instructions, that will let you into our financial form. Fill out the financial form, submit it, and our team will go to work on it. Someone will contact you within the next 48 hours and confirm your information, and you can have a report that says the month, day, and year you'll be debt free and how much interest you can save. Oh, let's go ahead and set up that consultation, folks, so that you can stop giving all of that money to the bank. And now also, we just talked earlier, Luis had to go because we got a phone call, but Luis gives away my book to every new client. All right. And so it is. And the reason why he does that is because this is the only place anywhere that he's ever heard of this kind of information getting out. And my book is the only one out of 33 million titles on Amazon that talks about this interest cancellation, how to save money, and then how to take that money and make money with that money. Oh my goodness. It is such an empowering book. I've gotten comments from it from all over the world. So folks, go ahead and get the book and go to Amazon, get the book. And then once you do, come on, take a picture of it with it, and send me a picture of it. Do a quick video, put it on your Instagram. And I'm telling you, as a gift today, if you buy the book today and send me your receipt, buy the paperback and send me your receipt. Do you see this 10K card right above my head? If you don't, I will make sure you get one. It is $100 value I'm giving away today as an anniversary, as our 1 year anniversary on doing this show. 163 episodes. They're all on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I want to thank everybody for coming by. And we have just a couple of questions here online. This is from Kay Gray, who is watching us on YouTube. Says here, hi, should you pay extra every month or do it in certain? No, you want to do it only in certain months, not every month. And you don't want to guess as to how much it is. Our program takes all of your finances like financial GPS, and it guides you. It prompts you because of how much money you make and how much money you're paying, it tells you exactly when to pay money towards the debt and which debt to pay, and not only what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on. We do all of the math. And the reason why we do that is, let me put it to you this way. What if we could find out that for every dollar you put on principal, you could save $6 in interest? Doing something else, putting a different amount on or a different day, or the same amount on a different day, what if you found out that you're no longer saving $6 in interest per dollar, but 4? Guess what? You wouldn't know the difference because you do not have a tool that measures how much interest you're saving every time you make a move. And you can't optimize what you cannot measure. And folks, we have been taught not to measure. So, Kay Gray says again, do realtors who also buy into your program tell buyers not to put as much down before they give out the book? I don't understand the question. Let me see if I can get this. Do the realtors who also buy into your program tell buyers? No, listen. What they're doing is helping. We can help people who are buying a real estate, whether they're residential or commercial, along the way. We help people at every stage of the game. I would love it if people would contact us before they purchase, even before they choose which type of loan to get. We can help them understand how to save money even in setting up their loans. There are so many things to do. And one of the things that we would recommend is not to make a large down payment on a mortgage. And maybe we can get into that today. All right. Don't make a large down payment on it. Don't. And here's another thing you don't want to do. If you can get a 30-year mortgage or a 40-year mortgage, I would take one of those all day. I'll take a 30 or I'll take a 40. I'll never take a 15 or a 20 or a 10. Never, ever, 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 ever do it. Always take the longest term available and then pay it off in about 7 years. We can show you how to do that. So those are just some of the things that we teach people along the way. All right? All right. So Tyann, back to you. Question.
Uh, uh, can I ask a question?
Is that
Yanishka.
Yanishka?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you. What I wanted to know is if you're flipping. So if you would be expecting to flip, say in 1 year,
Yes.
does this still work for that too?
Well, so am I using other people's money in that year?
From other investors. So yeah. So say I put zero down
Mm-hmm.
and I take out a 30-year loan, but I'm going to flip it. I mean, I know in America it's sort of special, so I don't know
Okay.
all of the laws in America, but
Well, that's a
does
very
it work?
yes, it does, Unishka. Here's what we're doing with that. I'm going to put another example on my screen for that. Okay, and it's for a real estate investor's example. All right, and here it is. This is now. I don't know if you are watching us on YouTube as well, but I will try
No,
to.
no, I'm not. So how do I do that? Because
Oh,
that's really cool. I want to do that too.
yeah, so you would go on your do a credit. I'm sorry, you would go on your laptop, go to YouTube and search Pill Method, and you'll find our live presentation. Okay, and while
I'm going right away.
all right, so while we're doing that, I'm going to pull up some information here and give you an example of what we're talking about. Okay, so there it is, and let's see here. All right. All right. So, and let's see here. pull that up. New window. And this is going to be exciting, folks. This is going to be exciting, this one. All right. So we have 8,704. All right. And 5%. And 300 months. All right. So here is a real estate investor. I'm just using this as an example to answer your question, Yanishka. Let me know when you are available and you can see what's going on. Okay? So in the meantime, Tyann, while she's getting everything...
I can. It's amazing. I'm so
All right.
excited. My son's with me now, too.
All right. So turn down the volume on your computer, and you can use your phone for the audio. Now you're going to see a slight delay. Now we've got a real estate investor here. This is one of my clients. $1,488,906. Okay, and this is the mortgage. It is for 300 months, 25 years, at 5% interest, a payment of $87.04. This is one of two mortgages on two office buildings. This is one of two on two office buildings. He's paying a total of $14,000 a month. He is also cash flowing $51,000 a month from the rents from these two office buildings. That's what's happening here. All right. So we're going to take a look at the amortization schedule here, Yanishka, and let's just say we're going to look at this the way most real estate investors do it. If I'm cash flowing $51,000 and I'm paying out $14,000 a month, yeah, that's all I'm looking at. I'm not looking at how much it costs me to gain equity. And what I'm trying to show real estate investors is that maybe this is something we should start paying attention to. So let's take a look at this very first payment on line one. We have $2,500 going to principal, $6,000 going to interest. Is that true, Yanishka?
Definitely.
All right. So if I'm making that kind of money, I'm really not making, because my tenants are making these payments for me. My tenants are making it. So I'm not really concerned about all of that. But let's cut to the chase. All right. In one year, this real estate investor will pay this loan down by $30,699.86. That's the equity he was able to produce using the rent money coming in, his tenants, and paying the mortgage down. But the amount of interest that was paid is a total of $73,748.14. Now that we see it added all up, do you think this might be something we want to start paying attention to, Yanishka?
Like big time. So my sister in the States, a big investor. I'm trying to get a hold of her to come on. But you totally blew my mind with YouTube. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, my dear.
You're welcome. So here's what we're looking at. This real estate investor put out of that money that he gets in every month, put about $6,000 away. It's about a little over 11% of his income into a fund for repairs and maintenance. That's what he's doing. Okay. And so and he's got over $100,000 in there. Now this guy makes a lot of money. These are just two of his buildings. He makes a lot of money. Keeping $100,000 in a savings account is nothing for him. Okay. So I asked him, now my program doesn't work exactly like this. I just wanted to make a point here. I said, sir, based on what we see here, could you actually, out of your $100,000, when have you ever exhausted all of your resources? When, everything went to hell in a handbasket. When have you ever exhausted your entire budget for repairs and maintenance. He says, I've never done it. And this is, I got gray hair. I've never exhausted that money. I said, okay, what if we did this? What if you borrowed out of your reserves $30,699.86? Could you advance that? Could you borrow it and advance it to principal and get paid down to here in 1 month and not pay $73,000 in interest to get to the same place? You would only pay $6,203.78 in interest, the interest on line one. So we're actually saving, to get the same equity, we're actually saving $67,661.37. Does that make sense to you, sir? Guess what he said, Yanishka?
He said, yeah, man.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay. And then I said, since you're putting in $6,000 a month into that fund, how long would it take you to pay yourself back the $30,000? And he said, about 5 months. And then I said, could you then do it again?
Yeah, you better believe it. He could buy 100 at a time. Wow.
So
You're a genius. Thank you.
Here's what I've got
to. Goodness.
Here's the question I have for real estate investors now. Taking a look at line 12. Now that we know this, can we justify paying $104,000 in 1 year out of the income that our tenants are providing us? Can we justify paying out $104,000 of that hard-earned money just to get $30,000 in equity? Can we continue to justify that? It says no. And here's the thing, folks. Here's the big deal. It's not the extra interest that's the problem. It's a minor inconvenience. Here's the big problem. The big problem is the money that $67,000 will never make for you because of the opportunity cost lost. You chose to pay it in interest when you didn't have to get the same equity. Now you could take that money and invest that money. So it's not the extra interest. It's the interest that will never be made from that money because you spent it and gave it to the bank. That is where real estate investors are leaving millions upon millions on the table.
How about billions, Ice?
Yes. How about that? That's what we're talking about. So Yanishka, this is just a small piece of what we teach and what we work with real estate investors. There is just so much more. If you get on our team, we can actually coach you through using our technology and how to best look at these deals and bring up some variables that you probably never thought of before. That's not only going to make you money on the front end, but we're going to make a ton more on the back end because the interest saved, Benjamin Franklin said, a penny saved is a penny earned. $67,000 saved is $67,000 earned. And that money that you save in interest is not taxable. It's tax-free.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But I know you were talking about your prices, and so I'm sorry to ask that to you. I don't know if you want to discuss that, but I remember you were relatively cheap when somebody joined your courses. So what is the cost to join the P.I.L.L method and things like that?
That is a perfect question. I will tell you this. It all depends on what we're doing for you. That's number one. Number two, it's a one-time fee for life. All right? It's a one-time fee for life. And it is a net zero cost to every client. What do I mean by net zero?
I know. You want me to tell you?
Please tell me. What do I mean by net zero?
Well, I can imagine is that if you're saving somebody $67,000, is that if the program costs 10,000, it's sort of a net zero because you're making 57,000.
There you
But
go.
oh, aren't I smart?
You
I'm the
are
smart
very
one.
smart. You are very smart. Okay, that's what it's about. Listen, folks, I am so happy to be here. I've got some other folks on the stage this morning, and we're going to let me see. We're going to make moderator there. All right. So, Kurt, it's good to see you this morning. Kurt, the Bank Barnes.
Good to see you as well.
All right, man. Listen, sounds like you're still working in Mississippi.
Don't remind me, please.
All right, all right, all right.
Can I just ask the last question because I'm so smart?
One more time.
Are the banks really pissed off that you do this? I mean, do they tell the other bankers don't go with these guys because they're smart and they're going to screw us in the end?
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, Yanishka, no, they are not. Do you know why?
Well, my brother-in-law was the president of the bank, and they said when somebody stole money from the bank, they would send them to the other bank and with good references because they wanted them to do the same thing in another bank.
So here's what banking is really all about. It's if I do let's say I'm doing a refinance, okay? And I'm doing it in house. Do bankers refinance their own clients? All the time.
No.
Well, actually, they do.
Oh, okay.
Everybody here has gotten who has a mortgage has at one time or another received a refinance offer from their very own bank.
The reason why they do it because they know you're going to go to another bank.
Exactly. But do they have to pay off the old mortgage to give you a new one?
No, because they make a financial
But
arrangement.
Yes, but here in the States, they actually pay off the old mortgage to give you a new one. The old one gets paid off to give you a new one. So banks are used to paying off these mortgages every 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, Ice, this is Tyann.
Yeah.
Is that really smart as a investor to do financing once I'm learning this method from you? Is that really smart to do?
To what? To refinance?
Yeah.
It all depends on what the reason is. So let me give you an example here. I've got this thing on the screen, okay? And normally, so let's say I want to refinance, but I want to take out $100,000. I want to take out $100,000 so that I can take that money and buy more real estate. I want to make down payments on several properties. Does you follow me, Taya?
Yes, because I'm in the boat where I've refinanced and I'm at an $88,000 balance, but I want to consider it again, but I'm nervous.
Okay, here's what we're talking about. If I do this, if this particular real estate investor wanted to, let's say I'm going to pay this down by $100,000, okay? It would take 38 months to pay it down by $100,000. How much interest would they pay to get that? $228,000. Okay? Every real estate investor I've ever talked to, when it came time to figuring out how much money they made on a deal, they've never subtracted the interest they paid on that deal. Not one. Not one. Okay? So if it costs me $228,000 in interest to get $102,000 in equity, what if I refinance that? Okay? I refinance that. I take out the $100,000. Let's say I can take out $100,000 and then I can invest that money to make more money. Here's what I don't refinance for, just to get a lower interest rate. I never do it. Never, ever. So if you're refinancing just to get a lower interest rate, don't do it. That's a game. That's a shell game. But if I'm refinancing to take cash out so I can invest that money, ooh, that's a smart move. What you think, Tyann?
I'm with you because that's what I did.
Well, listen. Remember at the beginning, I was going to show you, I got some other folks here on the stage. I was going to show you why your interest rate was a good interest rate. Okay. All right. So you have an interest rate of 6.7% on $135,000, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to duplicate this tab. Now, what did we find out on your loan? How much are your principal payments here? I know it's going to take a little bit to refresh on your side, but how much are your principal payments?
I think my principal was like 118.
Right. So you got 117, 118, 119. That's where you start, right?
Right.
How hard would it be to come up with extra $118?
Not hard at all. I spend that every day for lunch.
Right, and you're going to knock that. You could kill $753 in interest with that 118, right?
Right.
So if I take the same amount, $135,000, you ended up with 6.7. What kind of interest rate were you trying to get? May I ask?
Well, from previous years, I was used to that 3, 4, 5%.
Okay. Well, if it's at 6.7, let's just say we could have gotten 5. Okay. Now, in your old thinking, would you prefer the 5 or the 6.7?
Well, after my training with you, I would prefer the 6.7.
But in your old thinking, you would have
Okay.
preferred the 5, right? So here's the payment on with the same loan at 5. It's $724 for the payment. Look at that. Instead of 871, we have 724. I like that payment. When we take a look at how much interest the bank wants over 30 years, it's 125,000 they want instead of 178,000 that they want. This is how it's sold. But remember, these are 30-year numbers, and this is how these mortgages are sold. All right? So right now, folks, at these higher interest rates, the bank is offering you the ability to buy points, to buy down the rate. And people are doing it. They're buying down the rate. Let me show you what happens if we buy down the rate to the 5%. Look at my principal payments now. Are you still watching us on screen, Tyann?
Yes.
All right. Now it's going to refresh. What are your principal payments now when the screen stops moving?
Well, it looks as if I'm at the 117.38.
Right. It's going to change.
Okay, it hasn't changed yet.
Yeah. I hope you're not paused.
I see it scrolling down. Okay, 162.
Okay. So your principal payments now at the lower interest rate are 162.
Oh, much higher.
Much higher. All right. So I remember that we talked about paying $1,452 at one time, right? $1,452. That would knock off a year's worth of payments. Mm-hmm. At the lower interest rate, how many payments does about $1,400 knock off now?
That's like 9.
Yep. Your $1,400 doesn't do as much work for you at the lower interest rates. Your banker, the people who own the bank know this. The people who work at the bank don't. So when you lower the interest rate, you actually make it harder to pay the loan off faster and save money.
Wow, man, that is big news. Ooh la la, as they would say in France.
So what they're doing is they're telling you, give us money, we'll give you a better interest rate. So, because if you start asking questions about how do I save money here? How do I pay off this loan better? What do I need to do? Well, buy down the rate. And when you buy down the rate, you're actually making it harder on yourself when you buy down the rate, but we'll certainly sell it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, everybody.
You're
Oh man,
laughing.
oh man. That's the talk of a day.
What y'all listen, folks? What do y'all think of that? What do you guys think of that? Listen. I'm gonna take this down. Um, Tyann, you listen. You were talking about 3%. What would happen at 3%? I think I'm doing great guns at 3%. I'm going to do the whole thing over at 3%. Now look at my principal payments. They come up, and I know it's quite a little bit of a delay, but now my principal payment is $232. $232. My $1,400 only knocks off 6 payments for me instead of 12. Folks, do not ever see. Right now, there's a saying going around: marry the home, but date the rate. Marry the home and date the rate. So go ahead and get into real estate investing. If it cash flows, go ahead and do the deal. We don't care about interest rate. Let's do the deal if it makes money. But when the interest rates drop, go ahead and refinance to that lower interest rate. Lord have mercy.
Hey, Ice, can I ask you a question?
Who is this?
Tyann.
Go ahead, Tyann. And Joyce, I see you there. I'm coming to you next.
And then I'll be quiet, Joyce. I'm sorry. I'm so excited.
Come on.
If so, my mortgage payment is coming up for the 1st of December.
Mm-hmm.
If I go ahead and look at my chart and calculate the remainder interest rate
Mm-hmm.
for the year, since I just got this mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
and make that total amount in interest
You mean
payment,
you mean principal payment,
principal payment, I'm sorry,
right?
would they still send me a invoice for January?
Ooh, that's a good question. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, we're gonna go back to your original loan. Okay.
Okay.
Now you're talking about on this original loan, you got a payment coming up, and it's gonna switch screens. You want to pay the $1,452 early. All right. You want to make the regular mortgage payment, and then give them an additional $1,452. Okay.
Right.
Now, if I'm paid down to here in January, my next mortgage payment in February, if I'm already paid down to line 12 in January, my next mortgage payment in February is on what line of this schedule?
Well, if I'm paying for December,
Mm-hmm. And the entire rest of the year,
and then which would cover January.
right? So I'm paid down to line 12.
Yes.
Okay. So my next mortgage payment for February, because I got a payment every month.
Mm-hmm.
My next payment for February would be on what line of the schedule if I'm already on 12?
It would be on 13.
Exactly. That's your second payment instead of line 2. That's how it works. Isn't that exciting? So we're not skipping months. What we are doing is skipping payments. Instead of skipping months where we make no payments, we're taking 360 payments and turning it into about 90 payments without you having to make more money.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm stressing myself out trying to.
Listen, we got a whole team that teaches you how to do this thing. Go ahead and fill out our go to the Pill Method website,
Yeah.
pillmethod.com. Click on the link that says get a savings and earnings report.
By the way, I purchased the book. Where should I send my receipt?
Oh, well, listen. Go ahead and screenshot your receipt
Mm-hmm.
and message me on Instagram.
Okay.
You know how to get to my Instagram from my
I
bio
do.
here? All
I
right.
do. And then it will be coming from my nonprofit, but I'll put my name in there because I'm not on Instagram, but my nonprofit is on
There you
Instagram.
go. And then I'll have the team get together and then we'll send you out. We're going to use your Clubhouse bio to produce your business card, but you can contact the company and make changes in the business card as you wish.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Folks, this is Don Daniel from P.I.L.L Method International. You are with us in the Mortgage Syndicate Club this morning. And the P.I.L.L Method Club and the Mortgage Syndicate Club are working together this morning. We have 69 people in here right now, but unfortunately, we only have 14 shares. I know you've been glued to your screen. I need you to unglue yourself just a tiny bit and share this room out into the hallway so more people can come in and get this information. Oh, we just went to 15. Can I get it to 20? I would love to get it to 20 shares so that we can have more people come in and get this information, because somebody named Tanae Wright that's watching us on YouTube says, wow, this is insane. Such good information. Nobody else on the internet is talking about this today.
So Ice, can you just tell me what we're seeing on the YouTube screen? Is that your software, or
no, that is what you'll see when you go to our our website and click on the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. That's what you'll see. And then you just fill out the information, follow all the directions, and then that screen will take you to our other screen, which is the financial page. And then you put all your information in there, and then we'll do what we do and make sure you know the month, day, and year you're debt free and how much interest you could save. We'll also show you that interest savings, how you can turn it into millions. All right. Listen, folks, somebody from the Oracle says, happy anniversary. Thank you. Listen, this is our anniversary. All right. It says, do you advise fixed or variable? I advise whatever going on in the marketplace, and you can make money either way. All right. It all depends. It all depends. When you have a variable rate, all right, they will let you know that if the rate goes up, there is a cap on how much the rate can go up. Okay? There's a cap on how much the rate can go up. Now, here's what I love about this program. If I'm in a situation, okay, where I can pay down this loan, all right, in a few months, all right, let's say I have in 5 years, instead of paying it down by $8,000, what if I'm in a situation where I could pay this loan down by $25,000 in 5 years? Okay. And now I only owe $109,000. I'm way ahead of the game. So even if I had a variable rate, if the rate went up, my payment will still be less than I have right now because I owe less. The reason why variable rates catch people is because they keep making their minimum payments and they owe a lot of money when the rate changes. But what if you didn't owe a lot of money? What if you owed $25,000 less or $40,000 less than you would normally? Now, when the rate changes, they base that on how much money you actually owe. But if I owe a lot less, gosh, I don't have to pay as much. So listen, here's the real answer to your question. I don't know. I would have to do the math to figure out, give me the data. How much is your interest rate now? What is it likely to go to? And do they cap how much they can increase your interest rate? All right. And then what I could do is put it into our program and see how much could we pay your loan down by in just a few months. Let me bring up something else here, and so I can make that very, very clear. Let me bring that up so we can make it clear. Okay. Let me see here. What do I need to bring up? Oh, I see. I know what. Here's what I need. I need to bring this up, and let me find one of these. Let me go in here in the home and bring up a, there we go. We're going to bring up, there we are. All right. Okay, folks, this is amazing. So somebody asked me online, all right, what we could do here. Watch this about variable rates, okay? Now, I'm moving down to page 2 where we're showing that on with this real estate investor, we have $2 million worth of property in here. All right. All right. Patricia Alexander says, I just purchased the book today. How do I submit my receipt? Patricia, go to look up Pill Method on what is it? Instagram, and DM me a picture of your receipt. Okay? And then we'll make contact with you. And Patricia, are you also on Clubhouse? Let me know if you're on Clubhouse, Patricia. All right, and then we'll talk about that for later. But and if you're not on Clubhouse, make sure you add your phone number so that our team can help you to get your 10K card. All right. So is everybody watching this right now? Hey, Gus, are you with us right now? All right. And Credit Goddess, are you out of the rain? Gus?
I am out of the rain.
You are out of the rain. Credit Goddess, would you mind introducing yourself? Because guess what? I gotta get a drink of water. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Credit Goddess.
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name is Rose Laura Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist. So not only do I assist my clients in repairing their credit, but through education, help them optimize and improve their credit so that way they can be in the best position to always be approved and never denied. I'm a NAV business loan broker. And what that means for any of my clients that after they repair their credit, if they're looking for funding to start their business, to grow and scale their business, I do have funding opportunities for them. So that way they can leverage other people's money and grow their business. And I'm also a business credit coach. Business credit is very important this way that you can separate your personal credit from your business credit. After the businesses establish its own credibility, now you can move on to corporate credit where you no longer have to co-sign for funding. There's strategies and there's levels to that. If you need to know how to do so, and that way you can acquire that information. I do have a system for that, not just a course, but a system that will give you step by step on what you need to do, pretty much give you the answers to the tests and take away the guesswork. So definitely tap in with me. My number is in the bio. You can send your name and email address to that number, and my assistant will send you the link to get started. That's personal credit, business credit, and funding. Back to you, Don.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And listen,
Oh,
yes, Yanishka.
my sister Lishka is down on the second row. She was the person that I was talking about. Can you invite her up on stage, please?
I most certainly
Lish.
will. And let me see here. Let's invite her up to
I did
speak.
that already, Don.
You did? Okay, great.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you. All right. Let's see if we can get her to come up. Lishka, how are you doing?
Lishka, you have to unmute.
Yeah, the microphone is in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Just click that and unmute. There you go.
Hi, hi, hi.
How are you?
Oh my
So,
gosh, so exciting.
so
You guys
Lishka,
are the future.
Well,
yeah, so Lishka and I had invested 100 million euros in a fund in Austria, and Lishka got 95% financing, and we bought 100 million with no money down. So it's almost as good as you say, ice, but not quite. But But because Lishka buys a lot of property in the US,
Yes.
and I think we talked, I thought it'd be fun for her to come in and listen, and she did.
Excellent. Well, someone just asked us a question online about do I prefer what is it, variable rates or fixed rates? And this is the true answer. It all depends on the situation. But I just showed where we have a real estate investor who has who's working with us, and we're showing how on the left side, if you're watching the screen on the left side, in the red, this is how the bank wants them to pay down this loan. You see, they start out at 2,236,000, and then the next year, and on for about 21.9 years, okay, to pay it off. All right. Well, here's what we're looking at. So in year two, the bank's way, they will owe 2,155,546. Now, if I have a variable rate, and I will know when they can only raise it at certain times. Are they going to raise it in year two? Are they going to raise it in year five? Are they going to raise it in year seven? It all depends. Okay. So what if I have a 5-to-1 or 7-to-1? All right. And I get a variable rate and I get a very good rate. But in this case, this guy can pay off this amount of money in less than 5 years. So if I have a 5-to-1 rate and if I 5-to-1 variable rate, they never get to raise. They never get to raise the interest rate on me because I paid the loan off. Okay, what if it's a 2-to-1? Well, so what if they raise it after 2 years? And here's the great thing. They're looking at being able to raise the rate, even if it goes up, on what you would normally owe in 2 years. And on this case, all right, after 2 years, I would owe, doing it the bank's way, $2,071,399. But on the pill method, I would only owe 1,409,347. So you can raise the rate on me all day. I will still have a payment less than I had at the lower interest rate. So once we do the math, folks, you're going to come out all right no matter what you do. So the short answer is, listen, we need to do the math to come up with a program that's going to be best for you. I can never, ever say that I would prefer a fixed rate in all situations, or I would prefer a variable rate in all situations. Anybody who says that, don't listen to them. Okay? You have to do the math in your particular situation to find out which way you're going to make the most money and spend the least amount of money. Doesn't that really actually make sense? That somebody actually do the math to come up with the answer so that they would know which way to go, instead of giving you a rule of thumb that says it works for everybody in every situation? We got to get away from that. Let's do the math. Miss Lishka, do you have a question for me today?
No, I don't, but hopefully Yanishka will have your number and I will be in touch with you in the States. Are you in the States?
Yes, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, good, because I'll be in the States tomorrow.
Oh, excellent. Let's get together.
Oh, are you
Yeah,
still in Vienna, Lishka?
I'm in Vienna, but I'm leaving tomorrow.
So Lishka created a Peace Hero Museum in Vienna, Austria, and I guess that's where you are.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, listen, folks.
we were doing Peace Kitchen Iran, so we had Iranian food and we tried to be culturally interconnected via food, via peace inspiring people, etc.
So with all the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you could save with ICE, you could put that in your funds for your Peace Museum, Lishka.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I do.
Wow, wow, wow.
Everything goes to Peace Museum at
Okay.
all
That's good.
times.
Well, Lishka, thank you so much for being here. And listen, I would like to talk to you about your Peace Museum sometime, and maybe you can come back on the show and talk to us about it.
I would love to anytime.
Fantastic, fantastic. We just brought Robert up to the stage. Robert, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, Ice. Thank you for inviting me up on the stage. I had a couple of questions. Maybe they're elementary, but I just want to see how you guys can answer this. My son is 19 years old and he has no credit, and I'm trying to figure out how to get him started in credit. He wants to buy like a motorcycle, which I'm kind of on the fence on, but not sure if it's just how to go about doing that because I'm pretty sure he's going to get denied out the door. So, do you have any advice in that direction? I mean, we could pay for the whole thing cash, but just trying to get them started.
Okay, I can tell you a couple of things. Well, I can tell you one thing. I never pay cash for vehicles or houses, ever.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
All right, and let me give you an example because
But I,
I'm using this example that I have on the screen right now. I'm going to make it a little smaller, and here's why I say that: because I got this guy who's borrowing, $2.2 million. We're going to show him how to pay it back with and save him. We're going to save him $891,000 in interest. So if you can figure that out, then you know how much interest they will pay. Instead of the $1,123,000 that the bank wants them to pay, the bank wants them to pay $1,123,000. I'm going to show them how to pay $231,000 instead. So what that does, our program then figures out their what would their interest rate have to be. Okay, what would their interest rate have to be to pay $231,000 if they got the loan from the bank? Their interest rate would have to be 0.67%. So, Robert, if I could show you how to borrow that money at 1% or less, do you really want to pay cash for something when you could take your money and invest it somewhere else and make like 6, 7, 10% with it?
of course not. No.
Yeah. So that's what we get into. All right.
Hmm.
I would love to be able to talk to you and your son about how using somebody else's money is actually cheaper than cash.
Well, that would be great because again, he's just starting out, and he's getting ready to go to his college. He wants his bike, so um, yeah, I would like to just get him all lined up to start correctly.
All right. Well, listen, that's the piece I can take care of. Rose, are you available? So I need you to tap in with Credit Goddess because as far as setting up a proper, what do they call it? A credit profile. Tap
Uh-huh.
in with her. She's an expert in that area. Starting out with young people, she would much rather get people while they're young instead of an old fart like me trying to fix credit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So let's start him out on the right foot. So
Yeah.
she's got her number there, and go ahead and get that going there. So Kirk Nugent.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait,
hey,
wait.
Robert, are you done?
Oh well, I have one other question.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
I'm a real estate agent. I hear a lot about the 2-1, 3 down, buy down rates,
Yes.
Oh,
and I
wow.
just heard your conversation saying don't use that as a fix all for everyone.
Yeah.
So, working with clients, how would I, guide them on that? I mean, don't,
All right.
how do I know this would work?
I would ask them, do you need a smaller payment or do you just want one?
Well, I'm in San Diego, California, so prices of homes are pretty high.
Right.
So when the interest rates spiked the way they did,
Hmm.
we're trying to get creative to move these homes because they're just kind of sitting there. They're not moving very quickly like before.
Yep. So here's what I'm talking. Here's what the reason why I asked that. If I need a smaller payment, I need you to explain to everybody what a 2-1 is, what that really means. And so I will get a lower introductory interest rate. When will my interest rate go to normal prices? Talk to the folks.
Hmm.
Tell them.
Okay.
We're listening. We'll need you to help us to understand the 2-1 buy down.
Well, as I understand it, is you're asking the seller, which the sellers are willing to do these
Mm-hmm.
days, to buy down the buyer's interest rates for at least the first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever cost that is from the lender,
Mm-hmm.
and then that helps them get at least into the property with some seller concessions.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, they're aware that that the interest rate will go up to what it is after the 2 years.
Okay, so
But
that
of
means
course,
they can afford the payment in 2 years.
for at least the first 2 years under
Right,
that strategy.
but after that, after those 2 years, they can afford the increase in payment. Correct?
I would hope so.
Okay, great. All right, here's what I'm going to put on the screen. All right, so you won't be able to see this, but other people will. All right, but you'll be able to catch what I'm talking about. All right, this is a
Okay.
very, very good question. I wasn't expecting this one today, but we're going to take it. Okay.
Okay.
So now so what part of the country are you in?
I'm in San Diego, California.
San Diego, California. All right. So we're going to duplicate this tab. We're going to put a very small house in. Let me say about 2,000 square feet, and we're going to put it in at $900,000.
That's about right.
Okay, we got $900,000 in there, and we could get it at 7.25. Okay.
Hmm.
But we're gonna get a seller concession. We're gonna buy it down. Okay. How much where can we take this to, and about how much money are we talking about in your area
Well,
to buy it down?
I've been getting 2.5% seller's credit from purchase price.
Okay. All right. So we can get it down to 5.25.
I would think, yeah.
Okay, so we get it down to 5.25. Okay, 5.25. And how much would it cost?
What do you mean with?
Well,
Closing costs?
because the seller's going to have to pay for the points.
Right.
Right. And do you have an idea of what they would pay for that? Because my guess is it's going to be around $11,000 to $12,000.
Oh, I don't know if you heard what I said. I've been getting that 2.5% seller's concessions. So, however the money is used, we're going to use it that way. So
Right, but
whatever
the thing is, the bank still got to get paid. Okay, so
Yes.
the seller is going to pay that fee to get that interest rate. Let's just say it's about $12,000. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Because I really don't know how to answer your question.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what that means. Okay, so we're going to pay about $12,000 to get that payment, right?
Right.
And so now, my payment on that this is just a principal and interest payment at 5.25 is $4,969.83. Okay.
Okay.
But if I take that, okay, let's just round it off to 7%. If I did it at 7%, all right, paying the full boat, without that, my payment is $5,987 versus $4,969. Okay, so I'm going to put my calculator on the screen. And we're going to knock that out. And let's see here. We're going to put in our 5987.72. All right.
Okay.
And then versus my my new interest rate, where I get 49. Oops, got to take that back out. Delete. Minus 4969.83 equals. Okay, that's 1,017.89. So I just got $1,000 in savings there. Okay, that my seller got for me. All right, and they paid 12,000 to get it. Right.
Correct.
So in 2 years, that's 24 months times 24 months equals 24,929.36. I just saved $24,429.36 that I don't have to pay because my seller bought my rate down. Correct?
Yes.
Or I can take the higher interest rate. Okay? Take the higher interest rate. And I said, you know what? You were willing to pay that down. Would you be willing to give me that 12,000 cash? Okay? Yeah. Listen, I'll do the same thing. You're going to pay 12,000 to the bank. Pay the 12,000 to me. I'll take the higher interest rate since I was going to have to pay that anyway, that payment in 2 years, right?
Right.
You can't see this, but I'm showing what would happen if I prepaid this to the loan, $12,000. I just saved 24 grand doing it the other way. But if I put $12,000 of principal, a prepaid principal, and bring this thing down, do you know I knock off about 16 payments? You want to know how much interest I just saved? $83,000.
Wow. You don't see that on the surface. That's awesome.
So Robert, if you want to work with the P.I.L.L Method team, we can help you help your clients. Say, we're going to show you things that people just don't do, because now it's all based on how an amortization schedule actually works. And stop thinking that because I have a lower interest rate, that's the end all be all.
Well, you opened my eyes this morning.
Come on, man. I love it. Love it. So listen, you see my 10K card at the top. Click that link, contact us. We would love to be able to work with you, and you'll eventually find my office number. My admin is on there. Let's work together, Robert. Or you can reach out to me on my IG, my Instagram, and just put your name and phone number in. Says I would love to work with you.
Will do, sir. Appreciate your time.
Listen, thank you so much. But that was a perfect example. And folks, I promise you, I didn't pay Robert to do this. I didn't know him before today.
That's true.
That was a very good example. Thank you, sir. All right. Tanae's Right says, wow. Okay, stop buying down that rate. Patricia Alexander says, yes. Thank you. And yes, I'm on Clubhouse. You are so welcome. So folks, if you bought my book today as a gift to you, I am going to get you a 10K card, a digital business card like mine. Buy the paperback, all right, and screenshot me your receipt to my IG, all right, and I will make sure we get a card to you, hopefully within the next 24 hours. Okay? I'll do that after the show today. All right, folks, listen, we started this at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Guess what? It's 10:24 Central Time.
That's right. It's
a 2-hour show. Kirk Nugent, my engineer in the background here. What's going on, man?
Man, we're here, man. And I just told you I was going to come on. I knew you were trying to get to everybody that's on stage and make sure you answer all those questions. But I was hoping you were going to save a few minutes just to celebrate, man. This is a milestone, 100th not hundreds, sorry, 1 year of being live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We started this last year, and imagine 1 year later we're here. I just want to celebrate you and congratulate you on the consistency, not just with the content that you share, but showing up every single day. You know, as I always share with folks, it's a verbal contract that you're making with your audience. When you tell them, I'm going to go live on a specific day, I'm going to go live at a specific time, I'm going to show up and provide value, you're making a verbal contract, and you have been making good on your end of that contract. And I want to make sure that others get an opportunity to make good on their end of the contract, man. Help us celebrate 1 year. Yes, I see you in the comments. Help us celebrate 1 year by subscribing on YouTube, by liking the page on Facebook, by following the club on Clubhouse, by giving Don some social currency by following him as well. I don't know where you are on your followers on Clubhouse, but this is Patricia, I agree. This is amazing information. And this guy shows up every single time, not because there are ridiculous numbers, not because there are thousands of people that are watching live. He shows up because he knows he has a message that he wants to share, particularly with us, with his audience. And he knows that there are people out there that are struggling with trying to understand some of these critical principles and practices, and God has placed it in his mind and heart to be able to share them in a way that's palatable. I'm a visual learner. This is why we added this component to Clubhouse. Some people are like, man, you guys are doing visual and Clubhouse at the same time. People have different learning modalities. We want to be able to hit all of them. All right. So some of you can listen and you can pick it up. But for me, when I saw that amortization schedule, I don't know if anybody is like me. I'm not going to, no, it's not church. I'm not going to ask if there's any witnesses. But when I saw that amortization schedule the first time, I said to myself, okay, I'm doing something wrong, because this makes perfect sense. And no one has ever shown me the numbers before. So I say that to you as his engineer, as somebody who has been here most of the year of episodes, right? And I'm watching and listening, and I still learn something new. But I also say that to you as a client. This guy is my financial mentor, my financial guru. My wife and I are P.I.L.L Method clients. We paid for our opportunity cost calculator in our home, and we run our budget through that thing, and it guides us, just as he said. Listen, it's not hyperbole, it's not sales speak. It is like financial GPS, and we are on track to be debt free on everything: car, house, credit cards, student loans, on everything in about 7 years. And so we're excited about that. He's made good on the promise. I'm not just here to run the show and make sure everything is good. I believe in the message of what is being shared here. And I know you have some other things you want to share, Don. You want to show them the opportunity cost calculator before we get done. But I want to make sure that we get a chance to really celebrate this man, this space that he's created, this audience that is thriving, and all of the lives that have been impacted. I just want to, if I don't know how many of you are also clients like I am, but if you have been impacted positively by this content that Don has shared over the past year so consistently, I want you to say something in the chat. I want you to put something in the chat over on Clubhouse. I want you to put something in the chat here on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Let him know that you appreciate the time, effort, energy that goes into preparing this information, taking our questions, working with us. Some of us have booked sessions. Some of us have gone through and actually purchased the product. Some of us have just learned principles and practices that have allowed us to manage our finances better, even without becoming a client. The information that he shares here, you can take it and do better tomorrow. But if you want the ultimate gift, you want to make sure that you get the P.I.L.L method. You sign up to become a client, that you get your opportunity cost calculator, because it does not get better than this. Generational wealth. Stop spending your children's inheritance. All of those things, they're not buzzwords. They're real, y'all. I'm here as a living witness, and I see some of your testimonies are coming in right now. What's this name here? Tanae Wright says, I'm a realtor, and I'm for sure going to start giving this book as a closing gift. That's awesome, Tanae. That is awesome. I just bought it myself. Thank you so much for this amazing information. We've got to get this information out there. That's why we're live. That's the power of live video. Allows us to be in multiple places at the same time, hear your questions, respond to them, and allay your fears so that you can do better. Thank you so much for your comments. I'm not on Clubhouse, but I'm certain you guys are commenting over there as well. Don, what do you want to say to the folks?
Listen, while we're wrapping things up, all right, yeah, the appreciation is coming in. We got
Good.
Basil Kane, Donna Anglin, Tian, Brenda Jackson. Listen, Johnny Rucker. Listen, we everybody is commenting. And folks, if you wanted to see before we go, we're on Clubhouse. For whatever time we're on, but we're only online for 2 hours, about 2 hours.
That's right.
And I'm showing the opportunity cost calculator and how it works. If you want to see how it works, there is a video on my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel and search opportunity cost calculator, and you will see an explanation of the most powerful debt reduction, money management, wealth building program on the planet. So much so that if you find a better way to handle your finances, I will give you back your money, and this has a lifetime guarantee. We will guarantee your results. There's no other program on Clubhouse or on the internet that will guarantee your results. They'll tell you, yeah, your results may vary. If we give you a savings and earnings report, I will guarantee those numbers, or you do not pay. The only that's the only guarantee of its kind on the net. All right, folks. Listen, we're going to say goodbye to you. We're going to bring online, everybody online. If you're on Clubhouse, hang out. We're going to come right back, but we want to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time as we say goodbye, and we'll be back here on Wednesday. And thank you for staying with us for our anniversary show. See you Monday. See you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.